Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is LemonIRL, and we're so glad to have you here with us today. Um, Now I know what you're thinking. It says day two, but this is the first video you're posting, so um, what's going on? Well, that's a funny story. You see, I'm playing on a server with a bunch of other friends of mine, and well, I had recorded lots of great video content, um, but I forgot to record my microphone. So you can hear the Minecraft sounds, but you can't hear me. Of course. It was my first time trying to record, and rather than make everybody start all over again on the server, I just decided, you know what? We're just going to start with day two. I mean, day one is really just getting settled, finding some ore to, get some torches and different things like that. There really wasn't a lot that went on that was super, super exciting, other than, me going through caves for a couple of hours and trying to find ore and iron and coal and all those other basic resources that you need to start with. And so it really wasn't a huge loss. In fact, most of the time when I watch YouTube series, I hate watching the first couple of episodes just because there really isn't a whole lot that goes on that's super exciting. So, as much as I hated it, it wasn't a total loss. But anyways, we're really excited to share with you some of our joy and passion for Minecraft. In real life, my name is RJ, and we're going to be playing with a bunch of friends. So if you ever hear me referenced as RJ, that's who I am. And we're excited to share our love and passion of Minecraft. We love building farms and building houses and building all sorts of crazy things together. And we just wanted to share that with all of you. And so thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to the channel. If you decide that you like this content, we would love it if you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so that you are notified every time we post a new video. It's going to be a great series and a great season on this server, and so we'd love for you to continue watching and laugh with us and just have a great time. So thanks so much for joining, and let's go ahead and get into the start of our base. We're going to be building a good source of fuel so that we don't have to keep burning planks and coal. And so we're going to be working on an alternative fuel source, and one that's renewable, so that we don't have to keep going back for more wood and going into the mines and wasting on all of our coal that we could be using on torches, instead using them on our fuel source for our furnaces. And so that could be a little annoying sometimes. So we're going to come up with an alternative fuel source. We're also going to build some of those basic starter farms to give us some food, so that we can start the series off. Well, hi there, friend. So that we can start the series off right. And so I'm excited for you to join us. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to my humble abode. Now, I may or may not have borrowed this from a villager. And by borrowed, I mean maybe I sort of trapped villagers in their house so that I can get a breeder going later on. Hello, villagers. How are you? Yeah, so I went through the village, and one of the first things that I like to do is trap as many villagers as possible. Hey, I just picked up a lead. That's funny. Oh, hey, there you are. Um, so one of the things I like to do to start off is I like to find a good village that I can start to build a base near. And I go ahead, and what I do is I ring one of these bells right here. And that tells the villagers that they need to go into their houses. And once they get into their houses, I go ahead and block them in. And this is really more for their safety than it is for anything else, because I don't want them to get hurt by any mobs. Some of them decide to be a little bit more stubborn and won't listen to the bell and go in. And so you have to kind of trap them wherever they are at. But this allows me to keep those villagers safe so that they don't have something tragic happen to them before I can actually build them into a villager farm with a trading hall and a breeder and maybe possibly even an iron farm. And so I went ahead and I looked through a couple different villages, but I just really liked this village the best. It has some good caves around it. It has this nice little jungle biome right here. It has some good like flat land around it, so I don't need to do a lot of terraforming as we start to work on our base a little bit. And so I really just overall liked the look of this area, and I thought that this was going to be the best place to kind of start early game. So I'm really excited about that. I'm getting a little bit hungry here. Now this Minecraft server is a Minecraft Bedrock 1.20 server. I am playing with a few friends on this server. We're using the Minecraft realms right now. And so there are going to be people popping on and off and maybe even coming for a visit around here. And so we're really excited to be able to kick off this server and kind of just get started over here. And a little bit later, I'll kind of give you a tour of the world and show you all around the area. But first, we kind of need to get some of the essentials. Now, I did go mining the first day, and I got a lot of what we needed as far as the basic beginning resources, such as iron and cobblestone and a little bit of redstone. Only found a few diamonds. We'll probably have to go strip mining for diamonds a little bit later on. But we were able to get a few of the basic resources to go ahead and get started. But one of the things I always like to start off every world with is building a lava farm. And the reason for that is I hate to go through all the coal that I just mined. I hate to go through all of that and use that for the furnaces when there's a renewable resource and in for that you can use as fuel for the furnaces, and that is lava. And I was really fortunate as we started off the world. One of the villages right underneath it was a uh, um, right underneath it was a dripstone cave. And so that was really lucky that we started off that way. Now, I want to be very clear. I'll show you some footage of me mining and going through some of the caves and stuff. We didn't lose everything, so we do have that footage. It's just there was no voiceover on it, and so. But I definitely everything I found, I mined myself. I didn't give myself anything or there aren't even cheats enabled on this world. This is a survival world in hard mode. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that. So everything that I have today, I mined and I got myself. So we went through and did some caving early world, and so we got some good resources to be able to use for this world. And so I'm really excited about what we get to do today. So first, I wanted to start off and make this lava farm, and we'll also make some basic crop farms that we can utilize. So that way we can go ahead and get some food going. I did have some basic food that I started with, but it's quickly running out, especially in hard mode. Your health dies out really, really quickly, and so it can be somewhat of a challenge if you don't have enough food when you do go in the caves to be able to sustain yourself for very long. And so we'll definitely need to get some crop farms going, maybe some animal farms going here to go ahead and get started with some of that to kind of help us in the future. I do tend to not be very good at building aesthetically pleasing houses. I've made some pretty cool houses in the past, but never really the nicest houses in the world. But what I enjoy doing the most when playing Minecraft is really just building farms like iron farms and just using redstone and different components, building tree farms and all sorts of different cool mechanisms. So we may start out with the basic chicken and a fence and breeding them up as much as we can at the very beginning and building some ugly looking lava farm to get us started. And then eventually, as we move into actually building a base, we'll get some more aesthetically pleasing things going. So for today, I'm just going to be using some cobblestone, some slabs, and as you can see, we're taking advantage of the one player sleep, which will be very nice as we sometimes will go AFK. This is a command line that we can type in and utilize, so this is not an add-on or anything like that. Achievements are still enabled on the server, and so this will be really helpful as we get going. But let's go ahead and get started with building a simple and easy to use lava farm. So I did, like I said, find some dripstone that we can use. And really, all this takes, if you're not trying to go for any sort of aesthetics, is all it really takes is just some dripstone, some slabs, some cobblestone, and some cauldrons. Now, the reason we're going to do 16 and not do like 20 or some sort of nice even number is really just because this was all the iron I was able to get for cauldrons. If you know the recipe for cauldrons, they're super expensive and they take a lot of iron. And these 16 literally used all my iron supplies. I think I maybe have one iron left, 6 iron left. But cauldrons can be rather pricey. Um, um, and so, I have it uncraftable. I was like, why isn't it showing up? Um, so cauldrons can be pricey. So each one of these pretty much took up all of my iron supply that I had before today. And this guy still thinks it's nighttime. What a ditwit. Um, um, so yeah, we went ahead and built as much as we could, so we can go ahead and get it started at least. So I can stop having to go and get logs, and I can utilize logs for other things like, wood. For sticks and other things like that that we need. So first, you want to go ahead and if you're building this in your world, you want to go ahead and start by just digging out a spot in the ground and sticking all the cauldrons inside the ground. This is kind of the easiest way to start with it. So, all right, sorry, I was counting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's really the simple start. After that, I go ahead and place a block kind of right behind all of these cauldrons. Um, to kind of give it a nicer looking base. Now, really, these blocks aren't needed. So if you are just really, really early game starting out and you didn't have a lot of blocks that you could utilize at the time, you can go ahead and start by just using some simple blocks. You can go ahead and take that out and just use dirt or something as filler until later on. Now, because I do have all these villagers in here, they're going to go ahead and try and link to um, um, these cauldrons, and so they're gonna try and link to those, and they definitely aren't gonna be able to. So it's gonna be frustrating. So you might see a little bit of that sort of flame or whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and go over it, and so yeah, that's pretty funny. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. So first, you put those in the ground. Then you go ahead and link this right here, and then we want to put a block up above it like that. And then we can go ahead and break this block right here. Now you can, sometimes what I like to go ahead and do is put this as a slab right here so I can see where I put lava in it. It can be a full-size block, but I kind of like to do I'm sorry, that's the wrong spot. I like to do a block right here and then a slab over the next one. So let's go ahead and put a block right over here. And of course, I blocked myself off. um, I have all the corny jokes if you need them. So we'll go ahead and put a block right there. Um, and then we will add in some dripstone right here. Just like that. Now, if I just leave that dripstone there and don't do anything with it or put a lava block up above it, then it is going to ultimately start dripping out some water. And so these cauldrons, if you just leave that there for a little bit, will start catching some water. And so that is also useful if you need water for like potions or something like that later on. You can utilize that as a tool as well. Then I like to come over here and just, we're basically creating a trap that we can start to stick the lava in. And so let's go ahead and stick this right here. Now this is the spot where I do like to utilize slabs so I can see the lava itself. And so you don't have to do that. You can technically use a full block. I just tend to use the slabs more so I can see where, especially as I'm building this, where I need to still add lava to, and then where I need to um, just kind of leave it alone because it's already got lava in place. And so that's why I like to use the slabs. It's definitely not a necessary requirement. It's just a personal preference type thing. So definitely don't need to do that. It's just what I prefer to do. And so, all right, let's go ahead and put this one here. Break this one. Definitely don't want to use the durability of your pick. So for temporary blocks, you can always use like dirt or something, something that's easily able to be knocked out instead of using the pick like I just did right now. That'll kind of help as well with some of that. Oh, missed one. All right, I'm just kind of building myself a ladder right here. Now, again, these blocks aren't going to be needed right here. These blocks right here aren't going to be needed necessarily either. I just put those there because I like the look of that. It feels a little bit fuller than if I just had a blank background canvas there. Then over each of the cauldrons, go ahead and drop a dripstone block, right? Or not a block, but just a dripstone. And you see right there what I was talking about, they're going to start to drop water from these blocks. We definitely don't want these cauldrons to fill up with water. So we're going to go ahead and start putting the lava up above it in that space that we created right over here. So we're going to, I have some lava buckets, but I definitely didn't have enough iron to build all the lava buckets that I needed. Oh, we don't need this block either, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out. So I'm going to have to go run back to that little cave area, or I'm sorry, the little area that I found lava just randomly, and go ahead and fill in the rest of this. So I'll go do that next, and I'll show you where that was at. So you can see kind of as well. That's typically what I try to look for. If not, you can typically find lava in any good cave. You don't have to go to the nether to get a good amount of lava. I often just find lava on my exploration of the world. Now, what I found is sometimes it will work where you can just place lava every couple of blocks, but what works most efficiently for me, and I'm not sure if they changed this since the last time, but the way I've always done it is just put a lava bucket and fill in those spots up above each of these dripstones. So this has always been the most efficient way. And since I'm just stealing lava from this random pit that I found, it's really not costing me anything to go ahead and do this. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get 5 more buckets of lava from this lava pit I found over here, and then we will be all done with our fuel source. Then after that, it's really just a waiting game. So you want to go ahead and wait, and that dripstone will start to catch that lava that's up above it, and it'll drop it into the cauldrons down below. When the cauldrons fill up, you'll be able to just take a bucket and go ahead and pull that lava out of the cauldron. Then you can take that lava from the bucket and you can put it into a furnace, a blast furnace, a smoker, anything like that, and you can go ahead and use it as a fuel source. I find this is a lot more useful than trying to, mine for coal for hours and not be able to use it for the torches, because instead we have to use it as a fuel source for our furnace. And so me personally, I just find that a little bit wasteful in a sense. And so I really like to utilize lava early game to kind of help mitigate some of that extra mining that doesn't need to be done, or like having to not have torches because we're so busy using our lava for all of the furnaces as a fuel supply. And so this is really my early game fuel supply. And really, honestly, I use it throughout the whole um, um, world. I just may make it look a little bit nicer than just using plain old cobblestone and cobblestone slabs and maybe move it around to my new base. For now, this will work, and it definitely is a great source of fuel for those furnaces. So we'll go ahead and get started. Now, you can make a lot fancier versions of this. This is by no means the nicest or cleanest looking lava farm. You can make ones with mine carpet carts with hoppers that will catch the lava farm or the lava from it and will do all sorts of cool, awesome things. But I just prefer the simple. I know it takes some manual going and using the buckets as it fills up, but for now, this is going to be really good. So now you see every single one of these slots has it, and how you can tell is if it didn't have one or if I missed one of the slots, then it would kind of have this little divot where it looked like the lava was running into that block. And so I know that I filled all these up, and like I said, I kind of like to look at the slabs and just see to make sure that I know that there's lava there. And obviously, I can't tell from where I'm at. But yeah. And now you see all these dripstones have changed from that blue water that was falling before to now actually having lava that's dripping. And look, I made an extra slot, so now we're going to have to make an extra bucket. For now, this is not going to do anything, so it won't really damage it or anything like that, but not having that cauldron there is not going to catch any of the lava. But see, all these buckets will start, or all these cauldrons will start to fill up with this lava as we keep going. And now I can take it and just take a bucket of it and go and smelt some of the ore that I have without having to utilize any of my wood or wood planks or sticks or old tools. So really, I find this is the most useful sort of early game. Now I can take this out and just drop this into the furnace and take this out and drop this into the furnace and then take some of my early game ore like this um, copper right here, which I was really kind of waiting to smelt because I really haven't needed copper for anything as of yet. And so go ahead and just taking that and starting to smelt it. Now, this bucket, one bucket of lava will typically do around a stack of any of the ores that you have. So if you have 64 ores, one bucket of lava should clear all 64 ores without having to put another bucket of lava in there. So it's a great fuel source. It'll burn faster. It'll burn a lot more of your ores, and you don't have to use all those planks or tools or anything else. And as long as we're somewhat near it, these buckets will start to fill up. And before you know it, we'll have more lava than what we need. A lot of times we'll have other people, like my brother is going to be settling over here as well, and so we'll have people who will come over here and use this as their own personal fuel source as well for their furnaces. And I'm totally all for sharing it because ultimately it helps everybody else out. It saves on resources, and really it's just it's the best way to do it. And it's free for me, and it didn't take, as you can tell, very long to go ahead and make that. And so really it doesn't matter to me one bit if they utilize that. Now, if we wanted to expand this or something, we could definitely go ahead and add more blocks, add more cauldrons, add more dripstone, and it's no big deal to keep going. You can go for as long as you'd like or as short as you'd like. So if you only find 5 dripstone, you could definitely build a farm to grow more dripstone, and maybe we'll show that a little bit later on if we have need for more than just this. But for now, this will be good for what we need it for. And I may go and try to help some of the other people on the world with building some of their own dripstone farms as well, so they can get their own lava. But for now, this will be good for what I need for this early game. All right, so next, kind of what I want to do is just work on some early game farms, crop farms, to try and help with some of the food. So I definitely want to make a potato one. I want to go ahead and make a wheat one so we can kind of breed some animals up. I believe I have some seed. Please don't judge my chest. I promise this won't be like this the whole entire time. This will just be the early game that it's like this. Really, I try to keep this organized, but since all I've done really is mine and fight a million slimes. All I've really done so far is mine. I haven't really had a chance to organize a lot of my chest. So we'll go ahead and get that. And I think we just for now, we'll do potatoes and wheat. The wheat will primarily be for a food source for feeding our animals. And I'm going to probably do like a cow and a sheep one so that later on we can make beds for our villager trading hall or iron farm. Um, and then I don't really like to keep pigs too much. And I could go and find some carrots. I think I actually know where some are at a village near spawn. But I really don't care to go ahead and um, do the pigs or breed up the pigs. Cows are going to be a lot better fuel source or source of filling your saturation. That's the amount of food that are required to eat and how long before you have to eat again. And so really, I don't find them a great source of food. So I'd rather try and breed up some cows, and then the sheep we'll use for beds. And those are kind of the two that I want to breed, and those only require wheat. So we'll go ahead and do that a little bit later. But let me go ahead and also, while I'm thinking about it, we can plant some sugar cane. See, I really need to organize this. We'll go ahead and plant some sugar cane as well. That'll be also for the villager trading hall. That'll help us later on with getting some paper so we can trade some of the villagers with that. And then let's go ahead and get. I won't do the melons and the pumpkins quite yet because I'll probably make that as an automated farm. And see, that fuel is still burning, and since I found that copper, we'll go ahead and burn that. And then since I've got this other one going, we'll go ahead and burn that and pull out the bucket. We might make that automated later on with the furnaces, but for now, this is just an early game I needed a bed to sleep in. So let's go ahead and find some food, and we'll go ahead and get that planted and started. I also want to put in some trapdoors, or I'm sorry, some slabs, and we'll just use these jungle slabs. And then we will get some fences built up. I don't think I have any more sticks. No, I don't. So let's go ahead and make some. And then we will get some sticks, some fence posts going for this farm. All right, and then I need some buckets for some water. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead. And I was thinking about putting it over here in this direction. I don't really think there's a lot of good flat areas right behind me. I mean, we could put it over here. Yeah, let's just put them over here. Let me just check back here for a little bit. You know what? Since this has some water over here, we can go ahead and make this our little farm area. That'll make it a little bit easier. So let me go ahead and fill some of these buckets up with water. All right. Now that I've got that, we can go ahead and start to turn some of this into farmland. Now, again, a lot of what I'm going to be doing is initially I'm going to be making these farms like a little bit smaller. And so I'm going to be making them a little bit smaller. Eventually, they will get much, much larger. But since we're just starting off right now, I really don't need a humongous farm, but I will make a good size one, especially since we're going to be using it for breeding some animals. So let me go ahead and make this over here And we'll knock some of these out to kind of make that. Do I have my shovel on me? Yep, I do. All right, that'll be much faster. Now, on the pack, I did go ahead and add some resources, or resource packs. This just kind of like adds ore borders, and also you can see where, as I'm clicking at that black line that goes around the block, just kind of lets me know where or how much I've progressed in the mining. You'll see that a little bit more as you like mine iron ore, diamond ore, how long it takes to mine it. It'll kind of show you a progress bar of where you're at with the mining process. And so it just kind of helps. These are not cheats, they're just resource packs. We've added in other resource packs, such as um, um, for villager trading halls, so you can see all the trades up front. This kind of allows you to stop having to transport villager after villager if they don't give you the trades that you want. So I just find that it's helpful for things like that. Again, none of this is going to be aesthetically pleasing right off the bat. I really just try and just get a good starter going. And I'm going to use some of this dirt to extend this out a little bit more right here. All right, perfect. I'm not even sure how big I'm going to make this. I may end up making it bigger than what I think I am. Let's go ahead and do this. So I typically try to leave one block in between, because if I were to jump right now onto farmland that's been plowed with the hoe, it's going to knock out any crops that I have. So if there's a block right there, I typically try to leave a little bit of space. And then what I like to do is I like to do where I do 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and have a water block. So if I were to dig out this spot right here, and then go ahead and place a water block right there, and then 1, 2, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, dig out a spot right here and place a water block. This is kind of what I found to be ideal. And then what I like to do after that, or I should have actually done it beforehand, is I place a slab in there, and then right over the top of that, I'm just going to swap this out right here. I go ahead and place a fence post over top of that. And you'll see why in just a minute. So slab and then fence post. This is so you don't like accidentally jump in the water, and then once you get out of the water, you step on a crop, and then next thing you know, let's see if we can give that as an example. Yeah, it pops out. You have to re-go back here, and you have to use the hoe again to try and get that spot back. And so, yep, now we can go 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, and then fill in all this spot right here for our crop farm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then dig out this block right here, and then add in our slab, our bucket of water, and our fence post. And then we'll go ahead and place torches on top of all these. This just kind of is a preventative measure to keep mobs away. And so we'll go ahead and put that on the wrong spot. And so that's kind of how it'll look. It's a very simple process. And then we will 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I haven't needed the sword, so for now, I'm going to put that up. Might be a bad idea, but it's better than having to keep Oh, I put the fence post down too soon. I knew I did it as soon as I did it. All right, we will go ahead and put the water bucket right there, and then go out 4 more. Let's see how big we can make this. I think I could probably go out a few more blocks, but I just like the look of having to only be out 4 blocks. I think you can go like up to, I don't remember off the top of my head, but you can go a lot further out than just 4 blocks. I just think 4 blocks looks nice. You get that nice little fence post going, and then the lantern on top of it. It's probably not the best use of space, Um, but it just looks nice. So that's why I go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dig out the spot. And then bucket of water and fence post there. And so on. So let's go ahead and get this all done. Alright, slab. We'll do a slab right here. Slab right here. Alright, bucket of water. We may have to go get some more water here. While we're over there, we'll go ahead and plant our sugar cane too. Now, you can plant the crops before you can see kind of like they start to change color. You can go ahead and plant your crops on that before it changes color. And I just had durability on that and it broke. So we'll have to go make another one really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and plant these wheat seeds that I have now. Since I only have 19, I'm going to go ahead and plant these over here. So that way they can start to grow at least. And then I'll go ahead and plant these potatoes over here. Now, I find that the potatoes are the best crops for saturation for yourself. So they're going to be the ones that you have to eat the least after you use them. Carrots really don't fill up your saturation bar very well. And so they're not going to be the best bet for your food source. Potatoes or baked potatoes are going to be a lot better for that, especially since we'll be able to easily make a smoker now. And so we'll have that as a better fuel source for me. And so that'll be the best one to go ahead and use. I think I only needed 1 bucket of water left. Yeah, that's perfect. So we'll go ahead and start over here. And then I'll go ahead and get this tilled out off camera. And then as these crops continue to grow, I will go ahead and complete the rest of this line and maybe even expand it out a little bit more. I just kind of wanted to show you the basics of these first farms, and definitely going to go ahead and get that going. And we'll get some food source going. We've got a good fuel source going, and that's really a good start to our little base that we'll get. I'll do most of the mining off camera, and maybe we'll put some like sort of quick feed videos. But I personally don't enjoy watching people go through the caves. Now, if they find something cool like a mine shaft or something along those lines, I love to watch those things to see what they find in there. But the rest of it, I really don't enjoy as much. And so I definitely like to do that off camera. But if you guys have a different opinion of that, I would definitely love to hear your opinions on what you think and whether or not I should film and just leave all of that as uncut in the video, so that you can see what my exploration of the caves. But personally, I don't enjoy it. Maybe that's just my impatience, ADHD, that doesn't enjoy that. But if you enjoy that sort of content, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this today, would you help out by subscribing and then hitting that notification bell? That would really help out a lot. If you have any constructive criticism, and I mean that, constructive criticism, not just criticism, we'd also love to hear that as well. That would really go to help us only improve this channel. I enjoy playing the game of Minecraft. I personally have played Minecraft since about 2009, so early Minecraft. I've really been playing ever since. I maybe stopped for a few years when I was in college, but I picked it right back up and have been playing ever since. It's probably my favorite game, and I thought I'd share my enjoyment and love for the game with everybody. So, really, this is my first video, but I intend to post many more videos. I'm excited for you to join me along this journey as we work on these farms and different things. But definitely, feedback is encouraged. If you want to see something specific in future videos, definitely leave that as well. I love to hear that. I try to plan out my videos so we can have some more content that you would enjoy. So definitely leave that in there as well. Thank you so much, and we hope that you join us again next time. Well, if you liked today's episode, I would love for you to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so that way you never miss another episode. We're going to be having so much fun here on the server. And I know it was just me today, but man, I can't wait to introduce you to all of my friends too, and come up with some more cool content for you to enjoy. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind, just hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Leave a comment and let us know if there's anything you want to see in the future or any sort of constructive criticism that you have for me. It really goes to help. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.